going on, guys? I was speaking to a friend, former. She also left the organization. She faded, right? Inactive. Just a few days ago, we were speaking on the phone, right? And she asked me. She said, "Do you ever regret coming out as an apostate?" She said, "You could have faded and you could have still had your family." She said, "Do you have any regrets at all? Did you wish you would have faded and became inactive instead of coming out as an apostate?" Right? And my answer to her was, "Fuck no. I don't regret it for one day. Hell no. I don't regret it at all." You know why? Because when you love somebody, right? Your family and friends, when you have true agape, genuine love for people, right? Especially your people, your family, and your supposedly close friends, right? And when you find out the truth about the truth, right? Yes, it's easy to keep your mouth shut and to fade away. That's easy, right? But I said, once I found out the truth about the truth, and as we know, when you are Jehovah's Witness, right? It's not a hobby. It's not something you do 2 or 3 times a week. This is your lifestyle. This is your entire life, right? You breathe, eat, shit, clean, everything is Jehovah's Witness, right? Your entire life. The music you listen to, the people you associate with, the people you marry, right? The way you dress, everything, your entire life. In a sense, you're married to this, you're tied to this religion for the rest of your life, right? Forever, in a sense, right? So, when I found out the truth about the truth, there is no way in hell I was going to keep my mouth shut. No way in hell, right? Because for me to tell my family and friends that I love them and on the same wavelength, knowing the truth about the truth and keeping my mouth shut, that would make me a hypocrite. Because I knew the truth about the truth. I realized, I did my research, I realized that this is a man-made organization. It's all false, it's all bullshit, right? So if I'm telling my Jehovah Witness family and friends that I love them, while knowing that they are part of a false, man-made, organized cult, right? That means I really don't love them. And I would be a hypocrite. So I don't regret coming out as an apostate, not one bit. Not one bit. I would rather have my Jehovah Witness family and friends shun me for me being 100% honest and upfront with them, right? All I told them to do was do their own research, and they will see that this organization is not what it claims to be. Not at all, right? And I'm proud of myself. I'm happy that I did that, right? I don't regret that at all. Now, they decided to shun me because of that, right? Because as we know, once you're a devout, brainwashed witness, you are instructed to not listen to any opposers. You are instructed to have 100% faith and trust in these 9 men in upstate New York, right? And any type of negativity about the organization is highly frowned upon, right? So I get that. But I do not regret, not one day, I don't regret telling my Jehovah's Witness family and friends about the truth about the truth. I don't regret that at all, right? Because like I said, I would be a hypocrite. I would be a hypocrite if you found out the truth about the truth. So when I was talking to my friend a few days, I told her that, right? And she respected that. And also I gave her the analogy. I told her, so listen, if you knew someone that was about to get married, if your family or friends, right, they were engaged, they had a wedding that was about to happen in about a month or 2, right? And you see your family member or friends, you see the person that they are about to marry is clearly cheating on them, right? You have evidence, you see it with your own eyes. Do you address your family and friends or friend? Do you address them and say, listen, you can't marry this person? I have evidence. I saw them kissing somebody else that was holding hands. I saw them cheating on you. You cannot marry this person. I know you have an expensive wedding coming up, right? You have thousands of people coming to your wedding from all over the country, right? I know you guys been planning this. I know this is an expensive wedding. but you cannot marry this person. This person is cheating on you. I saw them cheating on you. I saw them. I have evidence. And right off the bat, your family or friend, they get defensive. It's like, oh, well, what are you talking about? This person would never cheat on me. They are my soulmate. What are you talking about? And next thing you know, they end up turning their backs on you. All because you decided to help them, right? You decided to be upfront and honest with them. Now, you did your part, right? If you truly love somebody, whether it's a family member or a friend, if you truly have love for this person and you're looking out for them and you're just warning them, you tell them, listen, your spouse, the person you're about to marry, they're cheating on you. I've seen it, right? Now, whether they decide to listen to you or not, that's on them. A cheater is always going to be a cheater, right? So if they don't listen to you now, guess what's going to happen in the future? That person's going to end up cheating on them once again, and then they will see that you was telling them the truth. But me personally, going back to the Jehovah's Witness thing, there was no way in hell I was going to keep my mouth shut. No way. Because I love my family and friends too much, right? And I understand they're indoctrinated. They had to, shun me. I understand that. But because of this new light that they just announced at the annual meeting, I wonder if my family and friends, I wonder if they now wish they had listened to me 5 months ago. Yeah, it's been about 5 months. I wonder if they're starting to have doubts now, right? Because everything that this new governing body leader said, right? He said, well, we're not inspired, we're not infallible. I'm sorry, we're not inspired, we are infallible, right? We make mistakes. I told my Jehovah Witness family and friends this. I told them that. I told them this, right? And then this governing body leader also said that no apology is needed. Can you believe that? Now, I was doing some research, right? There's the 1961 Watchtower article. There's a study lesson titled "Is Apology a Sign of Weakness?" Right? This is from the 1961 Watchtower article. Is apology a sign of weakness? There was a study, right? There was a weekly study about that at the meeting, at the weekly meeting, right? Now, I say to myself, this governing body leader said, no apology is needed. And the first thing that came to my mind, I was like, hold on, no apology is needed. There were witnesses that literally sacrificed their entire life, especially their weekends. Their weekends were devoted to service. Because you men had these witnesses believe that they would have blood on their hands if they didn't go out there and preach the good news to people, right? And that's why it was beneficial. That's why it was important for witnesses to turn in their time. And just like that, that's gone. No more time is needed. And no apology. We don't have to apologize to you guys, even though you guys devoted your entire lives, especially the weekends, going out in service. Because we told you that you guys will be blood guilty if you didn't do that, right? And just like that, now it's gone. No apology needed. Take it or leave it. Accept it, right? It is what it is. And I said to myself, this organization, hypocrites, right? Now, one of the governing body leaders, I forgot his name, this fat fuck with the glasses, the white guy with the double chin, right? He always, at the end of his talks, he always goes, oh, we love the brothers and sisters so much. Us governing body leaders, we love you, right? He always says that. Now, if you love somebody, right, wouldn't you make the effort to apologize when needed? Jehovah Witnesses sacrifice their entire lives. They're people who are born and raised in this organization, right? that are now in their 50s and 60s, they have been going out faithfully out in service for decades. And now it's no longer important. Time is no longer needed. And you have the nerve, you have the balls to say, we don't owe you guys an apology, even though you invested your entire lives preaching. Your weekends were devoted to preaching the good news, but it's no longer needed, no longer important. And you don't owe them an apology on top of that? Now, going back to my family real quick. See, the hypocrisy among the Jehovah's Witnesses is out of this world. It is truly out of this world, right? Now, I love my family. Love my mom, right? But for the life of me, I cannot comprehend how a mother could shun her child, disown her oldest son, right? Go out, go door knocking, preach on somebody's door, stand in front of a fucking cart, right? Preach the so-called good news. I wonder how a parent can shun their own child, but yet they will go to a stranger's door, try to convert them, try to bring them into this religion, into this man-made religion, right? How does someone disown their own blood over a man-made cult? But yet you have the balls to talk to a stranger and say that you have love among each other. Witnesses say that we have love among each other, right? But they will shun their family and friends that they've known all their lives, right? Like that. Like that. That is beyond hypocritical. And if someone was to approach my mom, right? And they would ask her, why are you shunning your oldest son? I wonder what logical explanation can she give that will make sense to a non-believer trying to get to know witnesses, right? Trying to become a believer, right? Imagine my mom saying, oh, you know what? I shunned my son because he decided to stray against the organization. He decided to walk away, and he publicly made it known that this religion is false. He publicly made it known all the corruption that's going on in this religion, right? He did his own independent research when he should have blindly believe in these men, even though these men have no they have no proof at all that they are God's true people, that they are God's true spokesmen. There's no proof. We just have to believe. But my son decided to not believe. He decided to think independently. He decided to do his research when he should have blindly believed these men and waste his entire life he should have had faith. He should have had faith. But he decided to look for facts and did his own research. I would love for my mom or any one of my family members to explain that to a non-believer, because they would look silly as fuck explaining it. Because to be a Jehovah's Witness, as we know, there's no proof involved. It's all blind. You blindly following people. All you do is have faith. All you do is have faith. False faith, by the way, false. Because a Jehovah's Witness could never, ever, ever say, we have 100% proof that this is the true religion, that these men are God's spokesmen. A witness cannot say that ever, right? And they really can't say it now after this annual meeting, after this new light, right? They can't say that because these governing body leaders have made it crystal clear. They have made it crystal clear that they are not inspired by God. They said this in their watchtower some years ago, and they said it recently on their platform, right? So, how are you trying to have things both ways, governing body leaders? You can't say we're not inspired by God, but you got to listen to us. We sometimes make mistakes. We don't always get it right. We're kind of winging it. We had a vote, among each other. But you got to listen to us. You can't have it both ways. It's either you're not inspired by God, which you said you're not, right? And if you're not inspired by God, then why are 8 million plus people following you guys blindly? Because if you're not inspired by God, then that means you're just mere men calling shots. Calling shots, right? See, the hypocrisy is strong in this organization. You get it from the governing body leaders, right? They try to gaslight you. Then you get it from the rank and file Jehovah's Witnesses. We are God's loving people. We have love among each other. Yet, they will shun, like I said, they will shun their family and friends like that, right? Governing body leaders, they will change their doctrines like that, right? One day, preaching is important. We need all the time. Time is important. Keep account of the time that you're preaching. Keep account of all the books that you're placing. We need all this information documented, right? And blink of an eye. Oh, time is irrelevant. That's obsolete. That's old light now. That's old light. Time is bullshit. We don't need time. The hell with time. When just 2 weeks ago, time was everything, right? The hypocrisy among this religion is out of this world. It is out of this damn world, right? Sorry, took some notes. Normally I wing this, right? But there's so much that you could talk about among the when it comes to being hypocrites. There's so much to talk about, right? Now, in one of my old videos, I spoke of how there's another way Jehovah's Witnesses are hypocrites, right? And they show double standards, whatever. But I find it extremely hilarious how a Jehovah Witness, they will shun you. Let's say someone got the fellowship for smoking weed, or the majority of people get the fellowship for sexual immorality, right? A Jehovah Witness will shun that person who got the fellowship, right? But they will, at the same time, they will go to a Lil Wayne or Drake concert, right? Where they're smoking weed on stage, or their songs about sex, right? Make that make sense. It doesn't get more hypocritical than that. You will literally shun someone, a fellow member who just got the fellowship, right? For smoking weed or having sex. But you will you will pay money, not just go. You spend money out of your own pocket, right? You'll go to a Lil Wayne or Drake concert with the concert's all about sex. The rapping is all about sex. They doing sex moves on stage. They smoking weed on stage, right? But yet you are shunning someone who did the same thing. How hypocritical can you be, Jehovah's Witnesses? You get shunning from, you get the hypocrisy from the governing body leaders, right? They say one thing one day, then they do something else the next. Oh, we love you guys, but we don't owe you guys any apology. We change the doctrine just like that. All of a sudden, now Jehovah's Witnesses or anybody can come in during the Great Tribulation. All my life, I was told the exact opposite. Once the Great Tribulation starts, the door is closed. You can't come back. Now you could come back. So why would a Jehovah's Witness be a witness right now, when you could just live your life freely, right? And then if that were to happen, the Great Tribulation, then you could come back. Just like that. It's funny. The Jehovah's Witnesses, their world changed just like that. And all this stuff I was telling my family members, right? And my Jehovah's Witness friends, I was telling them this 5 months ago, when I came out as a full-blown apostate, right? I said I will no longer be a Jehovah's Witness because X, Y, and Z. The false doctrines, stay alive to 75, right? The false prophecies, the blood doctrines that people are dying from, the new light that's not even biblical, right? The CSA cases. I was telling my family about all this, and also I mentioned to them plenty of times, to my Jehovah Witness family and friends. I said, these men are not even inspired. The 2017 Watchtower article says that. And then here we go. This fucktard, this governing body leader, he repeats the same thing from the Watchtower. Oh, we're not inspired. I said this 5 months ago to my family, my Jehovah Witness family and friends, right? They decided to shun me because they didn't want to listen to me. They didn't want to hear any type of negativity, right? And now the governing body leader said the same thing that I said 5 months ago. He said the same thing. We are not inspired. So Jehovah's Witnesses, if they are not inspired by God, right? All that information that they're getting, all these doctrines are man-made, which means you are serving men. And that makes you a hypocrite. Because you're supposed to be serving God, right? But yet your entire life is dictated by 9 men in upstate New York that's going to lead you to your death. And I say this because you're always going to hear it's right around the corner. You're always going to hear that, right? And as you know, time is going to catch up with you. If you are a born-in witness, right? From the 70s or 80s, you honestly thought you would live to be, you honestly thought that this system would still be here in 2023? Back in the 70s and 80s, Jehovah's Witnesses, they didn't even think that they would see the year 2000 in this system. We are now in 2023, about to approach 2024 soon. And your leaders, they're telling you what they've always been telling you. It's right around the corner, right? That's all you hear. It's right around the corner. And guess what? You're going to be hearing that to your dying days. Whether you want to believe me or not, I'm happy that this new light came out. I'm so happy. I'm happy to hear this. Because for the first time ever, there's going to be a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses. They're going to start to have doubts. Even the Peemies, right? They're going to start to have doubts. And they're going to, trust me, they're going to be inclined to do their research now. And you know what else is funny? The governing body leaders, just not even a month ago, they were talking all this shit about apostates, right? Apostates are evil, don't listen to them, right? And here we are a few weeks later. Oh, we get it wrong. We're infallible. We're imperfect beings. So that must mean that you could get it wrong when it comes to apostates. That must mean that there's a possibility that apostates might be sharing and spreading some truth. There's a possibility, right? Since you governing body leaders, since you guys get it wrong and you're infallible, right? For the last 100+ years, you have witnesses believing that time was important, that counting time was important. Yet Jehovah's Witnesses believe that you couldn't get into the new system after the Great Tribulation. For 100+ years, witnesses believed in this nonsense. Just like that. Now it's old light. So, if you are Jehovah's Witness watching this, if they got it wrong about that, what else are they wrong about? I'll leave you guys to think for that. I'll have you guys think about that for yourselves, right? Dwell on that. And dwell about all the hypocrisy that's going on in this organization, right? There's a lot of hypocrites. Remember, God is love. Is it loving to shun your family and friends? Is it loving for a governing body leader to go on stage and say, no apology is needed, after witnesses have dedicated decades and decades of their lives preaching, reporting time, believing in one thing, when in reality, that thing is irrelevant. That thing is obsolete. That light is now old light, because now there's new light that replaced that. So all this philosophy that Jehovah's Witnesses were taught, counting time, not making it to the new system when the Great Tribulation starts, that's all old light now. That's done with. Your governing body leaders, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. And like I said, there's new light, not a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses. And I hope that my family and my friends, I hope that everyone who shunned me now see that I was telling them the truth. Because what I told them 5 months ago, it's now coming to light. No pun intended. I'll see you guys on the next video.